Right, hi everyone. This last weekend, actually, and start of the week, I have been pretty ill with the depression. By Monday, I really felt like committing suicide. I just had enough, to be honest. Sunday, I had all day wargaming. There was a game called British Civil War. Now, there was about 10 people playing the game. I was a part of it as well. And yes, I made some silly mistakes. I messed up a few times, and there was this other guy that was getting pretty pissy with me. Like the sarcastic comment about, moving my light machine gun, or do you think you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, and other things, and really it undermined me, and he was getting pissy, and a little bit pissy like that, and I got upset. I did walk away from the game. I could not finish it. He did apologise afterwards, but it should have never really happened anyway. I mean, he probably plays these games regularly, pretty much maybe once, twice a week, and he's been doing it for 40 years. Me, I've played 5 or 6 games in a whole year. Last year was virtually none. It's maybe 2 or 3. A year before that, probably about several games, something like that, 7 or 8 games, so a little bit more than usual, but I don't get to play regularly, so more mistakes crop in, and more sorry about that, it's a Trojan horse coming through, but the AVG just blocked it. Yeah, more where was I? Because I lost my chain of thought. More mistakes cropped in and stuff like that. So yeah, it wasn't great. It was not great anyway. But if I was playing more regularly, I'd make less mistakes and less of the obvious mistakes. I moved that light machine gun because I thought, it's too far from unit coherency, so I moved it, because I thought it was part of one unit, and by the sounds of things it was independent, so I didn't need to move it anyway. That was the reason why I moved it. But yeah, it did not make me feel great. It's, I did feel pretty terrible, and you end up feeling guilty as well, thinking, I mean, I must be a stupid, a stupid fuckboat, so basically, for doing those mistakes, but I am on stuff like that, which I've got taken a bit. I'm on antidepressants, and because of depression as well, I think that does have an effect, when it comes to concentration, and I really do my best, with things like that, but yeah, I've been a mess for a little while, and yeah, I've been hanging on with my barest of fingertips lately, but I have this last week, it's through CTEC, it's Employability Gateway, it's run by someone named Sam, and some great stuff is happening to do with that, for a couple of hours worth a day. I'd be going about, got to get there for 2 today, but yesterday was to do with social barriers and barriers and stuff like that, and I wanted to try something, which I did, and it's coming up, with a couple of, you can either do one or maybe do a couple, whichever you feel comfortable with, but write down the negative stuff the negative stuff that goes through your head and stuff like that, like you're useless or any other thing, I mean, and then you do and write down a calmer thought, you know, a more positive thought, you know, and that helps to break away, you know, the negative thinking patterns that people suffer with depression. And I just thought, yeah, that's a really great way of doing it. And actually that day particularly, there'll be other things that I'll be doing in a separate video, but yesterday in particular did help me a great deal actually. And I'm going to try my hardest to break away from the negative thought patterns. It's like, you know, I'm a failure, I'm useless, stuff like that. That's, for me, you know, that's one of my negative thoughts. The calmer thought would be, it's not my fault, it's not that I'm a failure or anything else like that, or I'm useless, it's what other people have told me, you know, and that will help, you know, to try to break away from the negative thought patterns, you know. So yeah, it has been a real help. What was the other one, you know? Like I follow it like a reject, because I haven't found no one special. I was in a relationship once, didn't end up great, nothing since, and it's hardly been anything since I was in my teens. I actually had more luck in the 80s than I ever did since, so yeah, and at one point I felt like, you know, just tattooing a reject on my forehead, but that, you know, that I got to break away from, because it's, you know, it's other people imprinting stuff on me by, you know, by things like, you know, I'll rather date a lump of shit rather than him, and things, those sort of things, and, you know, and now I think that I'm not, you know, it come at the right time, I got hanging their own weight, and things will eventually happen. Hopefully before I end up with my old age pension, but I shouldn't try not to dwell even on stuff like that so much, and you know, try to get a more positive outlook on things rather than dwelling on the negative all the time. And that's my next step, so, you know, to get myself better is to do that. To be honest, a few days ago I felt like not knocking YouTube on the head, but having a long break. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to carry on. But I'm going to do a series of videos to do with depression, and a few of these will be related to stuff that I'm, you know, from this course as well. So that's one of them. Look, thanks for all people that are watching or have watched my vids, and thanks to everybody that has offered support with this. I mean, with depression, I mean, we shouldn't really, you know, suffer in silence. It's a terrible illness, and really more of us men should start being a bit more open about depression, and you know, just talk about it more, you know, because that's the thing. I mean, women find it, I've in my experience, find it easier to talk about things like this, but with men, they seem to clam up and don't talk about it as much. And I think we should, you know, really, you know, just, you know, be a bit more open and just start talking about your, you know, our feelings, you know, and, you know, just, you know, it'll help with the battle of depression. And I'm gonna win this. Sort of like, I feel like sort of like with that cancer ad, just saying, "Oi, you depression, yeah, you making me ill. That's it. I'm gonna defeat you." sort of thing like that. And I'm going to defeat this. I'm going to be, you know, I'm hoping by this time next year I'll be full of laughter and happiness rather than the way I've been feeling